Top in the morning to you. The evening to you, people here of YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again. And, well, it's St. Patrick's Day. I wanted to celebrate it by watching I watched a bunch of stuff today with a bunch of Irish people. And it just made me laugh, and I had a pretty decent day. And this is a review of the 1993 horror cult film Leprechaun. Yes. I want me gold. Yep. The feature film debut of the beautiful and always talented Jennifer Aniston. And it also stars Ken Oland, who was in Summer School. He was a good actor. He's a good actor in the movie. He basically is like the poor man's Kevin Bacon. So he's good in the film. And there's a little boy he was a little boy that from Mr. Nanny that pretty much, him and the little girl play a trick on Hogan in the movie. He's good. He has one of the best lines in the movie that even the nostalgia critic gave credit to. He said, "Fuck you, Lucky Charms." Well, I love Lucky Charms. They're magically delicious. I love that cereal. But basically, Leprechaun, yes, it's a stupid movie. I'm going to acknowledge that from the word go. This is not Halloween or Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or, like the original, whatchamacallit, Dawn of the Dead or Psycho or any of those. But it's dumb, but it's dumb fun. I can watch this movie over a lot of the horror films from today because it has some fun merit to it. Yes, it's a stupid idea. A killer leprechaun goes around and he's looking for his gold, like we all are looking for our gold at the end of the rainbow. And, he goes after these people. He chases Jennifer Aniston. It's a silly movie. It's Warwick freaking Davis from Star Wars, from Return of the Jedi and the two Ewoks films. He plays the Leprechaun. And I think he's fine in this. I mean, they did a reboot recently that didn't even have him. It had Hornswoggle from freaking WWE. And I'm like, that's worse than this. I saw these movies a long time ago. My favorite is the fourth one because it's so stupid. It's in space, and I love sci-fi, so the movie was right up my alley. It's bad, but I can watch it. I know people are gonna say this is the worst horror franchise of all time. Have you seen the later Saw films? Have you seen Ouija, the first one? Have you seen freaking the remakes that we've gotten in the last like 30 years? We've had a ton of terrible remakes of Psycho and freaking Nightmare on Elm Street and not Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I didn't mind that one. Or you had remakes of Poltergeist, or there were a lot of bad ones. This is bad, but I can watch it over any of the remakes that have come out this year. Horror related or otherwise. And Jennifer Aniston. This is her in her prime. She's so beautiful. I mean, look at that face. I did watch some episodes of Friends when I was a kid, but I don't remember it too much. I have to watch it again. I know my friend has a Blu-ray set of that or DVD set. And yeah, it's silly. I mean, basically, he's afraid of four-leaf clovers. That's why at the end, the kid uses a slingshot and shoots a four-leaf clover right down the leprechaun's throat. The leprechaun does kill people in bloody ways, so it's not a kids movie. Do not let your kids watch this. There's some violent parts where he uses a pogo stick to like squish a guy, and I think he cuts somebody with a knife or something like that. He's a very violent leprechaun. He's not kid friendly like Lucky from Lucky Charms. The film's not that long either. It's only 91 minutes. You get through it real quick. It's not that painful. It's low budget. It's a movie from 1993, so it's not going to have amazing special effects. But for the time, I think they could have done a lot worse. I mean, it's a stupid franchise. I didn't even from the beginning. I mean, a killer leprechaun. Who's going to take that seriously? Who? Even Irish people would be drunk off their ass, say, "Oh, it wouldn't scare me, ass. It wouldn't scare me at all," or whatever. The way they talk. That's more Scottish, but yeah, it's. I think it's hilarious. Like it's more of like if you see it as a horror comedy, it's more funny than a lot of the stupid things I've seen this year. And it has some merit to it. I don't think it's horrible. Like I've seen horrible. Okay, I saw Manos: The Hands of Fate. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen. I saw Howling 7, which is the worst Howling movie, the worst horror movie I have ever seen. That movie, it doesn't have a budget. It's a budget of zero, of 1 cent. At least this has Jennifer Aniston and it has Ken Oland and it has a bunch of actors that are trying. And it's not well written. I'm not going to say it's well written, but it's fun. For St. Patrick's Day, you could do a lot worse, especially this time of the year. I mean, it's a fun movie for what it is. It's stupid, it's laughable at times, but I can watch it. Like I said, I can watch it. Calling this the worst horror film franchise of all time, it has 6 movies. There are horror films that have had more than 10 movies. I can name at least 3 of them. You've had what you call it, the Friday the 13th films have more than 10. You've had like Witchcraft or something like that. I had like 12 sequels or something like that. That is insane, dude. And there was other ones like I would say Saw, but they're only up to part 8. But there's a lot more horror films. I think the Hellraiser films have had 10 films, maybe. I don't know. No, it didn't. But it got. There's a lot though. There are a lot of horror film franchises that have gone on way too long. This one at least ended. Yeah, for the most part. Like with Warwick Davis, it ended with 6 films, so it didn't go on to 10 or 11 or 12. And most of these were like direct to video after the first one. I think the second one was in theaters, and then by 3 they put a direct to video. But I can watch it. Like I said, the first one, the first Leprechaun, it's dumb, but the Angry Video Game Nerd, yeah, it's a bad movie, but the world of horror needed a killer Leprechaun, and we got it in Warwick David going, "I want me gold, I need me gold." I like his performance. Warwick Davis can do no wrong. He is better than anybody in the new Star Wars movies because he respects the franchise. That's why he did the last great one in the original trilogy, which is Return of the Jedi, as Wicket the Ewok, and he's a talented actor. I mean, for a little person, I've seen little people act, and he's one of the best ones we got. I know he's British, but he does a pretty good Irish accent. He's having fun. I mean, he's at least putting effort. That's more than I could say for some freaking people in horror movies today that they sound like they're dead inside, and that's just not something I wanted to see, especially on a day like this, St. Patty's Day. And yeah, it's fun. If you shut your brain off, this movie's not going to hurt you that much. Trust me. I've seen worse. It did not bore me to death like some of the movies from this year. And I'm not talking about theatrical films. I'm saying like some of the DVDs I saw this year or films I saw on cable. Oh God. Some movies just that I saw just I don't know why bad movies are drawn to me like a freaking magnet. But anyway, the first Leprechaun is worth a watch. If you see it and shut your brain off, I don't think you would suffer too much. It's not a good movie, but I can watch it despite its problems. Because Jennifer Aniston alone is worth the watch, especially since it was her film debut. She went on to much better stuff later with Office Space and, of course, her role on Friends. And, she wasn't horrible in Horrible Bosses. I know what she was trying to do, but that movie was not for me. But I liked her acting was fine. It didn't bother me. I like her other romantic comedies that she did in the 2000s. She's a good actress. I've always liked Jennifer Aniston. Just classic beauty from the 90s, the 2000s, and now. And she's aging very well too, by the way. And Kel Olin, he's fine in the film. I liked him from Summer School, so it was good to see him. And he didn't have to strip in this movie, so that's good. Because in Summer School, he strips, and shows his ass, and I'm like, don't need to see that. No, but hey, at least I can watch this. This is from 1993, which is like 23, 25. Wait, 24 years ago. Yeah, 24 years ago, and yet the horror movies are much worse now. Some of them are on like worse lists all the time. So I can watch that movie, the first Leprechaun from 1993. Anyway, happy St. Patty's Day, guys. I hope you had a good one. You people that celebrate it, I'm a Irish sympathizer. I always wear green every year because I love this holiday, colors, and the people that wear the colors. They're very creative with this holiday, and it's a lot better than some other holidays that are coming up. I mean, April Fools, I like. Easter, it's there. Lent, hell no, don't care about that, whatever that is. But it was a fun way to spend my time. Giving my thoughts on Leprechaun from 1993. So have a good one, guys. Don't drink too much. If you're still drinking out there, just monitor yourself. I don't want to see my friends that are Irish, pass away because this is a holiday. I wish Paul Walker was here, man. He would have loved this holiday. He was Irish, part Irish, so he would have loved this. But I tip my hat to you, sir. I wish you were still celebrating St. Patrick's Day with your family. I know they miss you. And I know this is not a dedication, but you know, Leprechaun, I can watch these films. I actually got this film a trivia that I got these films by accident because I ordered on Amazon the first Leprechaun with Wishmaster 1 and 2 and the second Puppet Master film. Oh no, not Puppet Master, Pumpkinhead. And instead they gave me this one, but I kept it because for keepsake. And I know there's a Blu-ray set of this. I'll probably get it one day. Just give it a watch. The features alone will be better than any horror film coming out this year because there's just nothing I'm really interested in horror wise. But anyway, that's Leprechaun. It is what it is. Take it easy, guys. Have a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day, and I will see you in the next review.